As other authors that suddenly popped up in your life, with some special meaning for you?
There were a lot of them. I would need a sheet of paper to be able to say. I became good friends with some. One great friend of mine at that time was William Ten, the pen name for Phil Klass. But there were a lot of others also.
That period, science fiction was completely different from now. Society was different. The people were reading. The people were not watching TV as much as now, and video games didn't exist. So even the genre, I suppose, has changed a lot. Not only in the form it took, but also in the spirit and other things. Which kind of changes did you feel the genre took? I mean, the new writers, what kind of...
Well, there was a big change in a general way from plotted stories with some movement and action in them into character studies, stories that were very slow and about a woman and her child on an alien planet, say. These were very well written. They were not my favorites, though.
They didn't maybe consider the quality of the ideas at the same level as the quality of the characterization of the characters, maybe, or I mean, is there a difference also in this field? Maybe the idea are
yes.
more,
Ideas certainly changed. I think that their ideas were and remain very, very good, but they were not. Perhaps I didn't find them dramatic enough.
Yes, and it's very known that you have traveled, very much, a big part of your life. Is it a cause of your writing or a consequence, or I mean, in which way it interacts with your writing and with your life? Is there a separation between these two, or?
All right, I'm spending my life finding out what the relationship for me is between travel and writing. I keep on thinking I'll find some perfect method and some perfect place which will make writing easier for me. I find it very, very hard. I've been thinking that perhaps I've been misguided in my search for a perfect warm climate. Perhaps what I need is stormy weather. It's a shame. While I was in Oregon, I didn't ever stay at a place on the Oregon coast called Cape Stormy Weather. I think I would have liked that. Because if it's stormy out, if it's raining, you can't do sports, which I like to not do very much, and you can't climb mountains unless you're very gung-ho. There are a lot of things you can't do. What you can do is sit on the veranda, drink a coffee, and write.
Maybe these kind of external meteorological conditions can also affect you as a sort of metaphor of whatever. This means that you interpret them as a sort of strange meaning to transform into something else.
Well, I don't know. That's a thought I just had. Before that I thought, where is there a warm place where I can spend the winter? Now I'm thinking I should maybe go to southern Portugal, to Cape Sagres, where there's storms and all that. I probably won't do it, but it's a notion now.
And did you experience a lot of storms when you were sailing from New York to Florida? You have been also a sailor of your own.
Yes, I experienced more storms when I was a crew on a sailboat that we sailed from the Virgin Islands to New York. And that was a fascinating trip for me. We went through the Sargasso Sea, the Horse Latitudes, and after that, when we passed Bermuda, we got into whole gales, and there were times when we could make no forward progress. We just let the boat hove to and drift. So that was a very exciting time.
Was it eventually also scaring in a way, or?
It was scary sometimes also, yes. The boat, it was a 42-foot catch, but it bounced around like mad. And at the worst of the storm, when you were at the bottom of a wave, you couldn't see over the top, and there was always a fear that the boat might capsize.
Are you usually scared by things, or do you have things that make you afraid of something?
I wouldn't say so. No, I don't think so. I used to be afraid of boredom, but I think I've learned how to handle that now also.
Afraid of the complete absence of dangers, in a way.
Yes, in a way. The absence of any challenge, anything that would stir me up.
Maybe for this reason we also look sometimes for catastrophes in our life.
I think it's possible, yes. Yes, we want a little danger, because otherwise we'll fall asleep in our lives.
And in which sense has this to do with happiness?
Well, happiness, you could say, is just having overcome a difficult situation and just before you start the next one.
So it's very important to have difficult problems to solve.
Yeah.
You can't be ever happy if you don't.
Camus wrote about that when he wrote in his myth of Sisyphus, the great relief he thinks Sisyphus felt when he reached the top of the hill